On the far outskirts of Warsaw, where the city lights fade into mist and silence, an old payphone still stands beside a cracked sidewalk. Its metal is corroded, its glass smeared and fogged with age. No one remembers the last time it worked. Yet sometimes in the dead of night, people claim they hear it ringing, faintly, relentlessly. The locals call it the line. They whisper that if you pick up the receiver exactly at 3:03 a.m., someone will answer. No one knows who or what speaks from the other end, only that the voice knows your name. Marek never believed in ghost stories. He was 27, a mechanic with grease-stained hands, a loud laugh, and a skeptical heart. To him, legends were just bedtime tales for bored villagers. That night, however, he was drunk, stumbling home with a group of friends after too many beers. They were laughing too loudly, their voices echoing off the empty buildings, when someone pointed toward the mist-shrouded street. "Go on, Marek," one of them dared. "Call her." At first, he brushed it off with a grin, but the alcohol and the cold pushed him toward recklessness. So he shrugged, tightened his jacket, and walked away from the group, disappearing into the fog. The road stretched quiet and endless, the sound of his boots crunching against frost the only sign of life. The streetlights above flickered, their glow dissolving into white mist. When he reached the booth, it looked even older than he expected. Its cracked windows smeared with dirt, the inside coated with dust and the faint smell of rust and mold. He hesitated, staring at the dull reflection of his own face in the fogged glass. Then, with a smirk, he stepped inside. The air felt different there, still, heavy, as though time itself had stopped. He lifted the receiver, half expecting silence. But as soon as he placed it against his ear, a faint click echoed through the line. Then came a breath, slow, trembling, almost human. His smirk faded. Another second passed, and then he heard it. A woman's voice, soft and distant. "Hello, Marek," she whispered. "It's cold tonight, isn't it?" Every hair on his body stood on end. He froze, the blood in his veins turning to ice. "Who is this?" he asked. But the voice only giggled softly, as though standing just behind him. Then, in that same gentle tone, she said, "I'm standing right behind you." He spun around, heart hammering, eyes scanning the empty street. There was no one, only the flicker of a dying streetlight and the slow fall of snow. The night swallowed his breath as he stumbled backward, slamming the receiver down and shoving open the booth door. He ran without looking back, the fog swallowing his footprints as he disappeared into the distance. The next morning, Marek tried to laugh it off. Maybe it was a prank, he told himself. Maybe some strange coincidence. But when he woke up, his phone was filled with voicemails, dozens of them. At first, just static, then faint breathing, slow and ragged. And then, a whisper, his name. Over and over, low, urgent, familiar. He deleted them all, telling himself it was just some sick joke. But that night, exactly at 3:03 a.m., his phone rang again. No number, no caller ID. He hesitated, then answered. The same voice spoke softly through the static. "You left me waiting." He dropped the phone, his hands trembling. It kept ringing long after it hit the floor. Over the next few days, Marek stopped showing up for work. His co-workers assumed he was sick, but his neighbors said they'd seen him late at night, standing by his window, phone in hand, whispering to someone who wasn't there. Others claimed they saw him back at the payphone, barefoot, motionless, the receiver pressed against his ear. One old woman said she called out to him once, but he didn't respond. He just smiled, as though listening to something she couldn't hear. When the police were finally called to investigate, they found the booth standing silent in the gray dawn. The payphone receiver hung loose, gently swaying, Inside, on the cracked floor, lay Marek's cell phone. It was still ringing. When they tried to trace the call, the signal wasn't coming from any known number. The source was the payphone itself. Now, locals say the ringing never really stopped. Every night at exactly 3:03 a.m., the line comes alive again. Sometimes it rings once, sometimes several times, the sound echoing faintly through the fog. People who live nearby swear that if you walk past it that hour, you might hear your name whispered through the static. Some have seen a shadow move behind the fogged glass of the booth, slender, feminine, waiting. And if you ever dare to pick it up, she'll speak to you too. She'll greet you by name, as though she's known you all your life. She'll ask if you're cold, and if you stay on the line long enough, you'll feel it. The air shifting, the temperature dropping, the faint brush of breath against your ear. So if you ever find yourself walking down that road,